divine creator within. I give thanks for the gift of another morning, another breath, another opportunity to walk this sacred journey of life. Thank you for awakening me with renewed strength and reminding me that every sunrise is a new beginning. As this new week unfolds before me, quiet the noise within my mind and bring clarity to my thoughts, wisdom to my words, compassion to my heart, and purpose to my actions. May I walk through this day with patience when I am tested, courage when I am challenged, humility when I am wrong, and discernment when I must choose which path to follow. Help me remember that not every battle requires my attention, not every voice deserves my response, and not every closed door is a loss. Teach me to recognize the difference between what I must carry and what I must release. Let me remain centered when the world around me becomes restless. Let me answer anger with understanding, darkness with light, and uncertainty with faith in the greater unfolding of life. May the divine creator within me awaken the strength that already lives within my spirit. May that inner light guide me through every circumstance and remind me that I am never truly separated from the source from which all life comes. Protect those I love. Watch over our homes, our journeys, our hearts, and our minds. May peace enter where there has been worry, healing where there has been pain, hope where there has been discouragement, and love where there has been loneliness. May this Monday open the door to a week filled with meaningful moments, unexpected blessings, sincere kindness, and opportunities to become wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. And when this day becomes difficult, remind me to pause, breathe, become still, and listen within. For in the silence, I may hear what the noise of the world cannot teach me. May I walk this day consciously. May I speak with purpose. May I walk integrity. May I love without fear. May I forgive without pardon, and burn out of yesterday and love move forward, knowing that every new day is another opportunity to become more fully who I was created to be. Divine creator within, walk with me this Monday. Guide me, strengthen me, protect me, and illuminate the path before me. May my presence today bring a little more peace, kindness, wisdom, and light into the world. And so it is. Amen.
Though I walk through the valley, I shall fear no evil. Though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. These words are far deeper than a declaration that we're not afraid of dying. They speak of how we choose to live when life carries us through places we never wanted to go. Every human being will eventually enter a valley. There are valleys of grief, uncertainty, loneliness, betrayal, disappointment, failure, illness, loss, and profound change. There are seasons when the familiar disappears beneath our feet, when the road ahead is hidden, and when we cannot understand why we have been brought to such a difficult place. Yet the wisdom of these ancient words is not that the valley will never come. The wisdom is this: the valley does not have to conquer the one who walks through it. Notice the words. Though I walk, it does not say. Though I remain, it does not say. Though I surrender, it does not say. Though I become the valley, it says. Though I walk, there is movement, there is continuation, there is a quiet determination within the human spirit that says, this may be difficult, but I will continue. This may hurt, but I will continue. I may not understand this moment, but I will continue. And perhaps that is one of the greatest forms of courage we will ever discover. Sometimes courage is not standing upon a mountain shouting that we are fearless. Sometimes courage is simply putting one foot in front of the other when our heart is tired. The valley of death can also be understood as a place of transformation. Something within us must sometimes die so that something wiser can emerge. An old identity may die, an illusion may die, a relationship with the past may die. The need to control everything may die. The person we believe we had to be may finally fall away. And when that happens, we may initially believe that we are losing ourselves. But sometimes we are not losing ourselves. We are discovering ourselves. The deepest wisdom of the valley is that darkness can reveal what light sometimes conceals. When everything is easy, we may never discover how strong we truly are. When everything is comfortable, we may never discover what we truly value. When every path is clear, we may never learn to trust the wisdom within us. The valley strips away the unnecessary. It teaches discernment. It teaches patience. It teaches humility. It teaches us that peace is not always found by changing our circumstances. Sometimes peace is found by changing who we become within those circumstances. And then come the words, I shall fear no evil. I shall fear no evil. This does not mean that fear will never arise. Fear is part of being human. It means that fear does not have to become our master. We can acknowledge fear without surrendering our direction to it. We can feel uncertainty without becoming uncertainty. We can experience darkness without believing that darkness is all that exists. There is a profound difference between feeling fear and being ruled by fear. The mature soul learns to walk beside fear without allowing fear to hold the reins. So if you are presently walking to a valley in your own life, do not assume that you have been abandoned simply because the road has become difficult. You may not see the purpose yet. You may not understand the lesson yet. You may not know where the road leads. Walk anyway. Keep your heart open. Keep your discernment awake. Keep your spirit grounded. Do not allow one dark chapter to convince you that the entire story is darkness. The valley is a passage. It is not necessarily your destination. And remember this: the deepest strength is not found in never entering the valley. It is found in discovering that you can enter the valley, face what is there, learn what it came to teach you, and emerge on the other side carrying wisdom that you could not have gained anywhere else. There will be valleys in every life, but there will also be mountains. There will be dawns after nights. There will be beginnings after endings. And there will be moments when you look back upon the very place you once feared and realize that valley did not destroy me. It transformed me. Dark, remember, you do not have
the sacred power of the pause. There is a wisdom in learning not to react immediately. Anger, fear, and impulse can make us move quickly. But moving quickly does not always mean moving wisely. Sometimes the greatest strength is found in the moment when we choose to stop, to pause, to breathe, to observe what is happening within us before we allow it to determine what happens next. There is power in pausing. The pause creates something precious, space. And within that space, clarity can arise. When we react instantly, we often respond from emotion rather than understanding. We speak words that cannot be taken back. We make decisions that may later become regrets. We allow a passing moment of anger or fear to influence a choice that may affect much more than that single moment. But when we pause, we give wisdom an opportunity to speak. The wisdom lives in the pause. In that quiet space between what happens to us and how we choose to respond, we discover something important about ourselves. We discover that we are not required to answer every emotion with an immediate action. We do not have to let anger choose our words. We do not have to let fear choose our direction. We do not have to let impulse choose our future. Sometimes the wisest response is no response at all, not because we are weak, but because we have become strong enough to wait until we can see clearly. In the pause, we see differently. We think more clearly. We respond more wisely. And we begin to understand that self-mastery is not always about doing more. Sometimes it is about having the discipline to do nothing until the right action becomes clear. This applies to every one of us. In our relationships, in our conversations, in our decisions, in moments of conflict, in moments when our emotions rise and demand immediate expression. Slow down to speed up. Because when we slow down long enough to see clearly, we often avoid the mistakes that would have required us to spend much more time correcting them later. A moment of patience can prevent years of regret. A breath can prevent a harsh word. A pause can prevent an unnecessary conflict. A moment of silence can reveal what emotion was trying to hide. So today, remember, you do not have to react simply because something provokes you. Pause. Observe. Breathe. Let the emotions settle. Let clarity return. Then choose your response. There is profound strength in the person who has learned that not every feeling deserves an immediate reaction. Sometimes the most powerful movement forward begins with standing still. Slow down. See clearly. Respond wisely. And let your next step come from wisdom rather than impulse.
Life is like coffee, it will not always taste sweet. There will be days filled with disappointment, heartbreak, loneliness, exhaustion. But we do not throw away coffee just because it is bitter. We soften it, we add sweetness, we make it easier to hold. Maybe life deserves the same patience from us too. Not every difficult season means your whole life is ruined. Sometimes it simply means you need more care, more rest, more hope, more things that bring warmth back into your heart. A little kindness toward yourself, a little gratitude, a little healing. Small things can slowly change the way life feels. And maybe that is the beauty of living, learning that bitterness is not the end of the story. Even after painful moments, life still allows room for sweetness, softness, joy again. You just have to keep choosing to add light into your day.